Hello and welcome to today's math lesson. So first of all, guys, can we all turn to wave and say a big hello to our friends on camera? Hello. Hello. And we'll begin by doing our meditation sequence. So I will sit down, take 2 fingers, find our heart center, left hand on our laps, and close our eyes. When you're ready, guys, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. Next, we'll do our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And we can begin by stretching up high to the sky. High as we can. And then, let's go down low. Touch our toes. And now, back up high one more time. And this time, can we go tippy toe high? And while we're there, let's have a wave. And then back down to touch our toes once more. And now hands on hips. Let's wiggle side to side. Stop. And now, another wiggle side to side. Stop. Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. And stop. And now we'll go round and round. Round and round, stop, and back the other way. Round and round the other way. And stop. And to finish, we'll do 5 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. So today in math class, we're going to be learning about a new type of math problem and a new type of math symbol. So can anybody tell me, guys, do they know what this symbol represents? Division. Division. Excellent. Well done, Pak Bung. This is the division sign. So let's spell the word division. D-I-V-I-O-N. Division. And what division means is that when we take a large number, we'll use a smaller number, and what we want to do is find how many times does the smaller number fit in to the larger number. For example, we could have a problem like this. What number do we have? 9. divided by 3 equals. Now what we're looking to do here is we want to know how many times will the number 3 go into the number 9. So we have to count. How many times? 3. Because we know 3 plus 3 equals 3 plus 3 equals 6. But if we take another 3, what does 3 plus 3 plus 3 equal? Equals 9. So we know that 9 divided by 3 equals 1, 2, 3. 9 divided by 3 equals 3. And sometimes we can look at division as the opposite of multiplication. In the previous series of lessons, we were learning about how to multiply numbers. But what we're going to do with division is not make them bigger, we're looking to bring them smaller. For example, guys, what do we have here? 9 divided by 3 equals 3. Well, how about if we go the other way? 3 multiplied by 3 equals 9. So you can see how we can talk about division and multiplication being opposites. 9 divided by 3 equals 3. 3 times 3 equals 9, which is why we can look at division and multiplication as being opposites. So let's look at another problem, guys. How about if I wipe the board first? This time, give me 2 digits. So now we'll do 22 divided by 5 equals. So what do we think, guys? How many times does 5 go into 22? 4. Well, okay, let's see. 5 plus 5 equals 10. Plus 5 equals 15. Plus 5 again equals 20. But can we put another 5 in? No. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20. So 22 divided by 5 equals 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly. But what happens to the numbers we can't divide? 4 5s is 20. That means we have how many numbers left over? 2. We can't just forget about the numbers that we leave over. We have to include them. And what we do is we simply write the numbers at the end with the number or the letter R. And this tells us 22 divided by 5 equals 4, which will give us 20, but then remainder 2. Whenever we do a division calculation, sometimes the division will not be complete. There will be numbers left over at the end, and these are what we call remainders. And it's important to realize we can't just forget about these numbers. We need to note them at the end by using the R as the symbol for the remainder. That was excellent, guys. Very well done. And what we're going to do in today's lesson is we're going to look at how we can start dividing, and we'll be dividing by tens. And what we're going to start with tens doing is learn how to use the zeros to make the calculations easier for us. By using the zeros that we're using in the calculations of division, we can work out the answers quite easily. And today we're going to find out how. So first of all, we've got a PowerPoint presentation for our children to observe and listen to. So let's take a look at the PowerPoint presentation, guys. So let's take a look at our PowerPoint presentation, division, multiples of 10. Yes. So let's look at the ways we can do division problems in multiples of 10. When dividing by multiples of 10, we can count the zeros to give us the answer. Yes, there's a trick we can play with the zeros. That means we don't have to calculate. We can just use the zeros to give us the answer. Dividing by multiples of 10. Okay, 9 divided by 1 equals 9. Okay, that one's fairly easy. No zeros. 9 divided by 1 equals 9. Okay, so now let's look with some zeros. 90 divided by 10 still equals 9. But notice the equal zeros. 1 0 here, 1 0 here. So equal means the same answer. 90 divided by 10 equals 9. But next one, 900 divided by 10 equals 90. But we can check by doing it this way. Now, how many zeros for 900? How many for 10? 1. So if we take the 2 zeros here and delete the 0 from here, so 2 minus 1 equals 1, what we can do, we just add the other 0 on at the end, which gives us our answer. 900 divided by 10 equals 90. Okay. 9,000 divided by 10. Now we don't have to work it out. All we need to do, count the zeros. How many zeros here?
3.
How many here? 3 minus 1. So what we do is we just write the 9 with the 2 zeros. 900 gives us our answer. 9,000 divided by 10 equals 900. So when we're dividing by tens, we don't really have to work the calculation out. We can just equate the numbers of zeros, and that will give the answer for us. Let's look at some others. 56 divided by 7. What do we think, guys? 56 divided by 7. 8. Everyone agree? Correct. 56 divided by 7 equals 8. 560 divided by 70. Same, see? Because we have 1 0 here and 1 0 here. What's 1 minus 1? 0. So all we need to do is write the same answer. 8. 560 divided by 70 equals 8. But now, 5,600 divided by 70. Now, time to count the zeros. How many zeros here? 2. How many here? 1. So 2 minus 1 equals 1 0. So all we need to do is we have the answer 8, add the extra 0, 80. 5,600 divided by 70 equals 80. And you see, by dividing by tens, we can use the zeros to work it out for us. Now, 56,000 divided by 70. Yes, you see, it would take us a long time to work that out. But what we can do is use the zeros. How many zeros here? How many? 3. How many here? 3 minus 1. So how many zeros do we have to put after the 8? 2. Gives us our answer, 800. You see, by counting the zeros and the remaining zeros, adding them to the answer, we can work it out quicker. 30 divided by 5. 6. 300 divided by 50 equals 6. Now notice here, there already is one more zero. 2 zeros in 300 and 1 zero in 50. So how about 3,000 divided by 50? How do you know? You're right, and you see, now, how many zeros do we have? How many here? 1. So, 1 more than last time means we add the 0. 60. Well done. And then 30,000 divided by 50. Who can work out the answer? 600. You see, it's 1 more 0. So all we need to do is add another 0 to 60, which gives us 600. 30,000 divided by 50 equals 600. Now, knowledge check. 350 divided by 10. 35. All you need to do is take off the zeros. 35 divided by 1 equals 35. Forget about the zeros. 35 divided by 1, 35. Now, 3,500 divided by 10. Not 35, 350. You see, the extra 0 comes in. So all we do is we add it to the answer. 350. 70 divided by 10. 7. It's like 7 divided by 1. 7. 700 divided by 10. 70. You see, the extra 0 that comes in for 700, we just pop it onto the back of the answer, 70. How about 700 divided by 100? 7. Yes, you see, because the zeros are the same again. 2 zeros, 2 zeros. So what we're back to, 7 divided by 1 equals 7. And this is how, by using the zeros in the equation, we can answer by divisions of 10. Guys? Okay, that was excellent. Very well done. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the PowerPoint presentation so that they can understand how to do divisions by multiples of 10. It's important to understand the relationship by the zeros because we can use them to give us our answer. And now it's time for our stretch sequence, guys. So let's stand up and push in your chairs. And for this stretch sequence, we'll be having a game of Teacher Says. So listen carefully. Hands on heads. Teacher says, touch your knees. Teacher says, touch your nose. Teacher says, touch your ears. Hands in ear. Teacher says, hands on hips. And wiggle side to side. Teacher says, turn around. Teacher says, back the other way. Arms in the air. Arms down. Teacher says, arms in the air. Teacher says. Teacher says, one arm down. Teacher says swap. Teacher says swap. Teacher says swap, swap, swap. Teacher says into a ball. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, jump. Teacher says jump. Excellent, guys. And teacher says, please sit down. And teacher says, it's now time for our flashcard part of the lesson. So teachers, what you need to do in advance is you need to print off the flash sheets for the lesson, cut the division sums into individual strips, fold them, and place them into a bowl or tray. Then what we're going to do is have our students come forward, pick out the division problems that are all multiples of 10 or divisions of 10, and then they can work the answer out on the board. So, first student I would like to invite forward, Lakao. Lakao, come and choose your division problem and show it to your friends.
6,500 divided by 65.
Okay, 6,500 divided by 65. Lakao, what colour? Black. So first of all, let's write our problem. 6,500 divided by 65. Excellent, Lakao. Okay, so now we need to work out 65,000 divided by 65. What we need to do is, like I said earlier, look at the zeros. How many zeros? 2 zeros. Okay, so let's remove the zeros for a minute. Lakao, can you put a line through the zeros? Now write 65 divided by 65 equals. Okay, so 65 divided by 65 equals 1. Write the answer, number 1. Now, the 2 zeros that we have here, we can use for the answer. But let's write again, 6,500 divided by 65 equals, so now we know how to use the zeros to give the answer. 1, 0, 0. Our answer is 100. So Lakao, you can write our answer now. 1, 0, 0. Excellent. So you see how we can use the zeros, do the basic calculation, and then add the zeros on to give our answer at the end. Lakao, that was brilliant. High five. Big round of applause for Lakao, please, guys. So teachers, you can see the activity that we're doing in our classroom now. And if our students are unsure how to work out the division problem, you can help them along the way. But now pause the video and play on with your own students for the next 10 to 15 minutes or so. And we're going to carry on playing here. But first, I'll clean the board. And now I would like to invite Dan. Come and join me at the front. It's now Dan's turn to choose her division problem. Okay, so show it to your friends. 100 divided by 20. So Dan, what color would you like? Blue or black? Black. Okay, so first thing to do, 100 divided by 20. Okay, so we might already know the answer because this isn't a really hard division problem. But what I want to explain is how to use the zeros to answer it. How many zeros in 100, guys? 2. How many in 20? 1. So down, if I may. Let's remove 1 0 here and 1 0 here. Now, can you do the division? 10 divided by 2. 10 divided by 2 equals 5. Equals 5. Yes, okay. Now, how many zeros have we removed on each side? 1 here and 1 here. So that means for our answer, we need 1 0. So now, 100 divided by 20 equals 5. You can see here 1 0, here no zeros. Here 2 zeros, here 1 0. So the relationship between the zeros remains the same, which means the answer stays the same. 100 divided by 20 equals 5. Excellent, Dan. That was very well done. High five and a big round of applause for Dan, please, guys. And now, next student. Well, first of all, we need a clean board. And now, I would like to invite Nadia. Nadia, come and join me at the front, please. And choose your division problem and show it to your friends. So let's see. Okay, 950 divided by 10. Nadia, blue or black? Blue for Nadia. Okay, so first of all, let's write the problem on the board. 950 divided by 10 equals. Okay, now, what do we notice about the zeros, guys? How many zeros here? 1. How many zeros here? So the relationship between the zeros is the same. But for now, Nadia, let's remove the zeros. So let's put a cross through the zeros for now. So now, let's do the calculation. 95 divided by 1 equals 95. 95 divided by 1 equals 95. Now notice, how many zeros? None. How many zeros? None. But now, let's put our zeros back. 950 divided by 10 equals, so now how many zeros? 1 0. How many zeros? 1 0. So the relationship between the zeros is the same, which means the answer will not change. Here, no zeros. Here, 1 0 each. So the answer remains the same. 950 divided by 10 equals 95. It stays the same. So one more time, guys. 950 divided by 10 equals 95. Notice how the answer stays the same, because the relationship between the zeros is the same. No zeros. 1 0 each, meaning no change in answer. Nadia, that was excellent. High five. Big round of applause for Nadia, guys. time for our next student. But first of all, we need a clean board. And I would like to invite Pak Bung. Come and join me at the front, please. Okay, and show it to your friends. 27. Okay. Pak Bung, would you like blue or black? Black for Pak Bung. Okay, so first thing to do, 270 divided by 27 equals. Okay, first thing to notice, guys, let's look at the zeros. How many zeros here? One. How many zeros here? None. So here there's one more zero on this side. Pak Bung, let's remove the zero. So now 27 divided by 27 equals 1. Okay? So now let's do the equation and put the zero back. 270 divided by 27. So notice now, guys, no zeros here. We have the answer 1. But here we have a 0. So we use the 0 to go with the 1 to give us our answer. 10. Yes. 1, 0. You see how we've used the 0 that's appeared to become part of the answer to give us our calculation. 270 divided by 27 equals 10. And this is how we can do division by multiples of 10. Use the 0 to give us our answer. Pak Bung, that was brilliant. High five. Big round of applause for Pak Bung, please, guys. A big round of applause for everybody doing a great job. And now it's time for our worksheet part of the lesson. And what we've got for our students to practice is a series of division problems by divisions of multiples of 10. And sometimes the division is 10. What our students need to do is work through each one and understand the relationship between the zeros. And then that can give us our answer in the spaces provided. But what's the first thing we need to do, guys? Excellent. And give our students around 12 to 15 minutes for this activity and help them with anything they need. So let go. This one's for you.
Thank you.
Prel, here's yours.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Down for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ned, here's yours.
Thank you.
Nadia, for you. You're welcome. Pat, for you.
Thank you.
Okay. Pak Bung, for you. And Chu, finally, here's your one. So guys, names on top. And then have a look at the questions. All division problems by multiples of 10 or divisions of 10, depending which way you go. And then have a go at working out the answers. And sometimes they can be done quickly by looking at the zeros. And if you need any help, let me know. I'm here to help too. For example, 50 divided by 10. Equals 5. That's number 1. So number 2, 500 divided by 10. Yes, you notice the extra 0 we just use to become part of the answer. That's how we can use the zeros to give us our answer. And the same for 5,000. Just need to count the number of zeros. So, 100 divided by 20. see, 1000 has one more zero than 100, so add an extra one. Count the zeros, guys. Not all answers are the same. What you need to do is look at the relationship between the zeros. Count the zeros and then give your answer. And then 1000 divided by 200. So what we can do, delete 2 zeros, 10 divided by 2. There you go. You see, by using the zeros to help you, you can give your answers quicker. 1000 divided by 200, 5. Okay.
50.
See, how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many here? 1, 2, 3. So one more zero here. 5 plus 0. Prel, 5 and 0. 50. $100 divided by 20. Five. Remember, guys, a good way to check your answer, like I said, division is the opposite of multiplication. If you want to check your answer, you can do the multiplication, and then you should be able to go back to the original question. Perfect. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the worksheet activity where they have to answer the division problems in multiples of 10. And when they understand the relationship between the zeros, they can work out the answers quicker. For instance, 500 has an extra zero than 50. So the answer for the 500 problem will need one more zero than the answer for the 50 problem. But my students here all did a great job. So well done, guys. That was excellent. And that's all we've got time for today. So we hope you've enjoyed the lesson and we'll see you again soon. So can we turn to wave and say goodbye, guys? Goodbye. Bye-bye. See you again soon.